Hey guys, what's going on? Kevin Cage back with another daily cryptocurrency video. Like and sub if you like what we see, and let's get into it today. So first things first, XRP researcher at XRP News _ Visa will run on Ripple. MoneyGram plus Visa, a new debit card, not debt card, on the way with expansions outside of the United States. And remember, that is key because in terms of domestic payments, I don't really see a use case for XRP because I think fiat to fiat is, good enough today. But when they do expand outside of the United States with cross-border, XRP will without a doubt be utilized. So let's just check this quick article really quick. So again, just talking about MoneyGram might go down in history as one of the biggest acquisitions by the company Ripple. And there was actually an announcement today that MoneyGram has announced a new debit card deposit service with Visa. So Visa's partnership, we know Ripple's connections with Visa, Earthport, MoneyGram, they go very, very deep as well. And as we can see here, so the official announcement, let's see here, with the service is actually Visa, and it's via Visa Direct. Now, Visa Direct is Visa's real-time push payment platform, which enables payments to over 1 billion cards worldwide. So Visa Direct is a peer-to-peer money transfer option that's going to allow customers located in the U.S. to conveniently send money domestically through the MoneyGram application or MoneyGram's website to other U.S. recipients with an eligible debit card. Now, this new service reflects MoneyGram's commitment to making it easier for customers, blah, 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 blah. But the thing is, a lot of people say, okay, well, this doesn't involve XRP. This is more hype news, big deal, more speculation. But it's only starting off with U.S. customers. But they literally already said that they will be expanding the service to customers outside of the United States soon. So what does this mean? Who knows technically? But again, since the service is expanded worldwide, you have to question Alex Holmes, the CEO of MoneyGram, who literally said that they're going to be creating numerous streams of income and revenue thanks to XRP. I've never heard a CEO, especially of the world's second largest money transfer service, talk so highly of anything in terms of a digital asset. And they literally say they're going to continue to scale up, and he's excited for Q4. So I am bullish. You guys might say, oh, we're not going to see anything for a while. But, I mean, as we can see here, look, remember Visa, they purchased Earthport. Earthport was a well-known Ripple customer for 5+ years. And I already went over Earthport and how, the theory with mass enablement and actually being able to connect to all the APIs and lighting up all the corridors simultaneously is actually, more and more likely by the day. So just showing you another example of this with Visa. And again, we already know connections with MasterCard as well. Earthport, a lot of these huge payment providers. Next, XRP Crypto Wolf on Twitter, definite follow. Ripple partners with Pakistan's, and I believe it's pronounced Faa.st Bank Limited, which is one of Pakistan's largest commercial banks and has more than 220 branches with assets totaling $1.5 billion. Now they're joining RippleNet. You guys say, oh, big deal. They're not going to be using a bunch of XRP yet. Remember, this is another person to add to the corridor, to add liquidity to the system. Progress is progress. If you're here long term, you're going to see the value in this. All right, so just going over that, we get the gist. Next, I Am Legion, just sharing this about Accenture. Remember, we talked about Accenture really being, helping all of these technical migrations. So we're just going to show a few of the connections that Accenture has been working on. Remember, they're helping this digital transformation for a lot of these top projects. So we have Ripple, of course, back in 2015. We have Hyperledger for a long time, 130 members, hosted by the Linux Foundation, leaders in finance, banking, IoT, which is going to be massive. The Internet of Things alone is going to be huge if you keep track of all the devices that are being added on an annual basis. Look at the trend. Supply chain, manufacturing, and technology. And then, of course, the the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, 500 enterprises, startups, academics. And then even R3, so no surprise there. And look at this. Working with over 100 banks, institutions. Now that number is at over 300. Just like Ripple, RippleNet has over 250 members. Both of them are growing exponentially. So just wanted to show the connection there. Then we can go to Accenture here with digital asset. Plan to strengthen its ability. Now even talking about Temenos, which we've covered before. Temenos tips, Target 2 payments, all of this, all right? And then Swift, of course, to outline path to distributed ledger technology adoption with financial services. They're working with the biggest providers, and all of their clients are connected, and they are adopting DLT. This is huge. And again, talking about new interoperability, literally naming Corda, Hyperledger Fabric, and Quorum. So no surprise there. These things are happening in front of our eyes. This connection, they're all building this, and this is dated back to 2018. Next, just some, Russian SBI connections with R3. So this has actually happened, not too, a while back, but again, still exciting. So this is in January. A big deal for Ripple as SBI joins Russian banks to invest in SBS Bank. As we can see here, SBI Holdings actually reached an agreement with 2 other Russian and Japanese banks. So now Japan and Russia are working widely together with the Russian Direct Investment Fund and Russian-Japanese Investment Fund to invest in SBS Bank, a subsidiary of SBI. All right, and then we're just talking about the ventures. And again, right here, 1.4 trillion rubles, or rubli in Russian, вы говорите по-русски, if you guys speak Russian, and across 95% of the region of Russian Federation, RDIF will initiate and establish a partnership with major international investors from over 15 countries. All right, and then Alpha Bank joins first Russian bank to join R3 blockchain consortium. So again, guys, look at this, look at who R3 consists of. I've told you, these are some of the world's largest banks, along with the top central banks. And just to name a few global companies, we got Bank of America, Credit Suisse, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Barclays, Deutsche Bank, Commerce Bank, Citibank, Morgan Stanley, etc. All right. They are united by the single Corda platform. Corda's open source blockchain platform will settle with XRP as the first settlement mechanism. They are getting in the game for trade finance. I understand if a lot of people are frustrated or disheartened by these lowest prices, especially if you've been here for, 2 years. I imagine the majority of you have been here 2 years or less. I do have some veterans here that have been around, at least with Bitcoin invested maybe since 2015, 2013. But again, guys, you have to stick to the fundamentals and look what's ahead. This would be the worst time to get out of the game. Even if XRP goes a little lower, anything under $1, in my opinion, is a massive steal. All right. Next, Michael at Val5 Links, financial giant SBI launching global push to utilize XRP for remittances, but also he announced Ripple will become a shareholder in MoneyTap, so that's further incentivizing the use of the ecosystem. And of course, we know Yoshitaka Kitao, CEO of SBI, pushing for MoneyTap and usage, at least for the 61 banks of the 200 in Japan, and 80% of the banking market in Japan. So he's saying, as a first-tier public company on Tokyo Exchange Blue Chip, XRP will be utilized in MoneyTap as the mobile application. Not all banks in the consortium are strong in cross-border remittances, but also he announced Ripple will become a shareholder in MoneyTap. And as we can see here, Yoshitaka Kitao says the company will use virtual currency XRP for remittances. Very, very bullish. All right, XRP Joker at Joker_XRP. Just so you remember the events that are coming up, remember the SEC conference and Ripple on the 12th and 13th of September. Bakkt is going live. We'll see what happens with that. ECB new president on Halloween or the 31st of October. And then Ripple Swell event in Singapore, November 7th and 8th. So I'm very excited to watch that. I imagine some XRP YouTubers will also live stream it too. So looking forward to that. Next, Michael at Val5 Links, just wanted to cover this. So Chairman of the U.S. Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, said that the United States Federal Reserve is monitoring digital currencies carefully, but not working on its own at the moment. Well, yeah, I know why. They can't create a competitor. They're going to be utilizing some form of another. Even if they do use CBDCs, they still need a permissionless platform with a proof of consensus protocol to create this level playing field that they've had in their talk tracks for so many years. And now we're hearing it more than ever. All right, XRP_Anderson. I really like this, so just to cover this. The only way they could stay alive, and this is talking about Bitcoin maxis, and I support Bitcoin, I just do not support the hate on XRP because there's no actual information or data to back it up, whereas I could trash Bitcoin if I wanted to. So the only way they could stay alive was to make up the lie that XRP was centralized to explain its superior speed and low fees. Otherwise, people would realize that XRP was simply superior technology. They had to protect their income from mining. Their cash cow was naive investors. Well said. And then lastly, finish up with this. XRP Crypto Wolf Line, and it's the provider of Japan's most popular messaging app, has been approved for a cryptocurrency business license. This is the adoption we're talking about. Of course, Japan is always leading the front, and it will enable Line's 80 million users in Japan to buy and sell. Hey, we finally have XRP listed here, along with Bitcoin, Ethereum, the forked Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, which just makes me cringe, and Litecoin. No opinion with those. But yeah, guys, this is the progress. I know that prices are disheartening right now. I'm right there with you. In my mind, I'm tired of the bear market. It feels like 2 years, and I know it's only been like 19 months. But Each day it gets more likely, statistically speaking. We are still seeing the progress we need to see. I haven't seen any bad news regarding this. I've seen some FUD campaigns, but that doesn't matter. I'm still going to be pushing out this content, this news and information for those of you that, are actually, heavily invested and want to keep up to date. If I see anything I don't like to, see and it makes me nervous, I'm going to put it here. Of course I'm confirmation biased towards XRP. I'm here to make money with it, just like you guys. But at the end of the day, we know what we're invested in. And I'd say, out of the 17,000 subscribers I have, I would say there's a good amount. I'd say maybe 1,000 of you guys are actually serious and you understand the technology. Then the rest of you, try to keep up to date and do your best. And that's, wildly appreciated. But I know there's actually a really good group of you that are very, very smart and well aware of what you're invested in compared to the other digital assets in the space. So honestly, guys, it just goes to show, I think the XRP community, we can seem a little tribal, but I think we're as mature as they come. And I have I see a very, very bright future for this space as a whole. So with that, guys, hit that like button, share it around on Twitter. It does help, expand the ecosystem and awareness, at least for the retail side. This is happening with or without us. And I'll see you in the next video.